Today is November 3rd. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today at the Big Book, we're going to continue our journey through Chapter 8, Two Wives. We'll be reading page 110. Now, the 12 and 12 will continue tradition number 2 by reading the second half of page 134. And of course, we'll read today's 24 hours a day and daily reflection. Hope you all are doing well this morning, my friends. Life is good over here. We've been given a brand new set of 24 hours, and that is always a good thing. So with that, let's get to the good stuff. Okay, if you recall from yesterday's reading out of the Big Book, we started talking about 4 different types of spouses who drink, and now we're on spouse number 3. Bottom of page 109 and 110. 3. This husband has gone much further than husband number 2. Though once like number 2, he became worse. His friends have slipped away. His home is a near wreck and he cannot hold a position. Maybe the doctor has been called in and the weary round of sanitariums and hospitals has begun. He admits he cannot drink like other people but does not see why. He clings to the notion that he will yet find a way to do so. He may have to come to the point where he desperately wants to stop but cannot. His case presents additional questions which we shall try to answer for you. You could be quite hopeful of a situation like this. 4. You may have a husband whom you completely despair. He has been placed in one institution after another. He is violent or appears definitely insane when drunk. Sometimes he drinks on the way home from the hospital. Perhaps he has had delirium tremens. Doctors may shake their heads and advise you to have him committed. Maybe you already have been obliged to put him away. This picture may not be as dark as it looks. Many of our husbands were just as far gone, yet they got well. Let's go back now to husband number 1. Oddly enough, he is often difficult to deal with. He enjoys drinking. It stirs his imagination. His friends feel closer over a highball. Perhaps you enjoy drinking with him yourself when he doesn't go too far. You've passed the happy evenings together chatting and drinking before your fire. Perhaps you both like parties which would be dull without liquor. We've enjoyed such evenings ourselves. We had a good time. We know all about liquor as a social lubricant. Some, but not all of us, think it has its advantages when reasonably used. How the 12 and 12 were on tradition number 2. For our group purpose, there is but one ultimate authority, a loving God as he may express himself in our group conscience. Our leaders are but trusted servants. They do not govern. Page 134. Now comes the election. If the founder and his friends have served well, they may, to their surprise, be reinstated for a time. If, however, they have heavily resisted the rising tide of democracy, they may be summarily breached. In either case, the group now has a so-called rotating committee, very sharply limited in its authority. In no sense whatever can its members govern or direct the group. They are servants. Theirs is the sometimes thankless privilege of doing the group's chores. Headed by the chairman, they look after public relations and arrange meetings. Their treasurer, strictly accountable, takes money from the hat that is passed and banks it, pays the rent and other bills, and makes a regular report at business meetings. The secretary sees that literature is on the table, looks after the phone answering service, answers the mail, and sends out notices of meetings. Such are the simple services that enable the group to function. The committee gives no spiritual advice, judges no one's conduct, issues no orders. Every one of them may be promptly eliminated at the next election if they try this. And so they make the belated discovery that they are really servants, not senators. These are universal experiences. Thus, throughout AA does the group conscious decree the terms upon which its leaders shall serve. "24 hours a day, November 3rd. AA thought for the day. I have charity, another word for love. It's the kind of love which is not selfish passion, but an unselfish, outgoing desire to help other people, to do what is best for the other person, to put what is best for him or her above my own desires, to put God first, the other person second, and myself last. Charity is gentle, kind, understanding, long-suffering, and full of desire to serve. AA has given me this. What I do for myself is lost. What I do for others may be written somewhere in eternity. Have I charity?" Meditation for the day. Ask what you will, and it shall be done unto you. God has unlimited power. There is no limit to what His power can do in human hearts. But we must will to have God's power and must ask for it. God's power is blocked off from us by our indifference to it. We can go along our own selfish way without calling on God's help, and we get no power. But when we trust in God, we can will to have the power we need. When we certainly ask God for it, we get it abundantly. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may will to have God's power. I pray that I may keep praying for the strength that I need. Daily Reflection, November 3rd. Focusing and listening. There's a direct linkage among self-examination, meditation, and prayer. Taken separately, these practices can bring much relief and benefit. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 98. If I do my self-examination first, then surely I'll have enough humility to pray and meditate, because I'll see and feel my need for them. Some wish to begin and end with prayer, leaving the self-examination and meditation to take place in between, whereas others start with meditation, listening for the advice from God about their still hidden or unacknowledged defects. Still others engage in written and verbal work on their defects, ending with a prayer of praise and thanksgiving. These three, self-examination, meditation, and prayer, form a circle without a beginning or an end. No matter where or how I start, I eventually arrive at my destination, a better life. All right, my friends, some beautiful reading today as always. I really like the 24 hours, just putting others before ourselves and putting our higher power first. It forces us to get out of ourselves and help others. And then going back to the daily reflection, everyone's a little different, and everyone's relationship with their higher power or their view of their higher power is going to be a little different. That's what I love about this program. My higher power might be completely different from yours in the way I perceive them, the way I understand them. And the way I go about connecting with my higher power might be completely different. I love to be outside. I love to kind of observe His creation and meditate on that as it talks about here. And then ask the God of my understanding, what can I work on today? Well, first maybe ask for forgiveness if I've made a mistake. What can I work on today to be a better person and to carry out His will for my life? But I love being outside, especially now that the leaves are changing, peak season, just looking at the glory of His creation. Oh, that's the good stuff. So during my lunch break, I know what I'm doing today. But anyway, my friends, that's all we have time for today. I hope you all have a great one, and if we are given another set of 24 hours, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.